Hello, and welcome to another episode of News from the Gallery. Okay, it's been a while since I've done one of these. My previous videos have been book reviews, and so I haven't talked to you directly, but I'm going to do that today, just to tell you what's been happening over the last couple of months. I think the last time I talked in this way, too directly, my dear viewers, was before the summer, where I was anticipating a summer of feverish activity in artistic terms. That didn't really happen for I don't know why. The thing is, I think I need a fair amount of routine. I don't know, there's something about I get more done when I'm at work. When I haven't got much time to play with, then I seem to get more done. When I've got like weeks to myself, I don't tend to do so much. I don't even know what I did do over the summer. I did some things. I mean, I've planned a couple of paintings that will be coming down the line, ones that I'm doing just for myself. And that I put quite a bit of time into that. They're quite complicated ones. But anyway, actual painting I haven't done very much of, although I have done a couple of new ones recently. I'm going to show you 3 new paintings later on. Now, if you don't want to hear my waffle, there's timestamps down below, and just go there and have a look if you like. Okay, so the other bit of news is that I've had a fucking stinking cold for the last 2.5 weeks. You can still hear it and a bit sniffly, and my voice isn't quite the choir boy clarity of normal. It's been a hellish cold. I mean, I haven't been ill at all in any way for over 3 years. That's possibly something to do with it. I've got this cold from one of the children I drive. Alarm bells were ringing when the child got in the car with snot trailing out of his nose and coughing. And that's, I just picked it up straight away. And it's been a hellish cold. I've never had anything like it. I would start getting better, and then it would get to the evening. I just felt like death, and I'd have to go to sleep. I'd have to go to bed. I had to take a couple of lateral flow tests, because it could have been COVID, but it wasn't. But apparently there's a lot of this going around, possibly due to the lockdown, meaning that we haven't been mixing as much, and a lot of these viruses and colds haven't been circulating. So when they do hit, they give you both barrels, and I've had both of them. Hopefully it's on its way away now, but I don't know. It might come back again. I don't know. It's there. You can hear it. Luckily, I've got this medicinal vape, which does help and does wonders. Okay, what else? The other reason I've been recording very much recently is because, as you know, there's always fucking noise outside. Someone's building an ark or something nearby. And so every day there's it's either hammering or saw going on, saw action. And it's weighing heavy on my titties, and I can't deal with it. But what's worse is that recently they've started tearing up all the bloody pavements around here. The other day, they were using a machine just outside this my studio, and it was vibrating so much I could feel it in my gutty wutts. It was intense. Anyway. Also meant that I haven't been able to use my bastard driveway for the last 2 weeks. So I've been parking it willy-nilly all over the place. And I got a parking ticket the other day. And I was not amused. You pay parking permit. Lasts a year. You can park anywhere within this area. And there were no fucking spaces because the workmen had taken it all up with their various machineries. I was not amused. Have you ever stuck your middle finger up to a parking ticket? I have. It spoiled my day. But anyway, I paid it and all is well. I should have just moved it first thing in the morning. But I just assumed that there'd be a bit of grace. But anyway, fuck it. That's that. I'll tell you what, let's bring back a bit of Slug news. Okay, so as regular viewers may know, we suffer from slug infestations. Although for the last year I haven't seen a single slug anywhere around here. Although there was one in the bedroom, I think, a few months ago. Anyway, yeah, that's by and by. What I have seen is a lot of evidence of their activity. Lots of slug trails all over the place, glistening silver in the morning. Quite beautiful, actually. But they are bimbling or gambling up through my studio into the kitchen and then having a merry dance. I recorded this video just yesterday. It appears that we have an ice skating slug that likes to perform various pirouettes and various other little maneuvers on our oven gloves. It was quite amusing, but also quite unpleasant because we don't know where the hell else these things are slithering. Yes, worrying times in the slug news world. I can only assume we have a ninja slug, one that evades all attempts at discovery. So what I'm going to do soon is set up a camera with a remote shutter timer and see if I can catch the blighter in action. So there we are. That'll be something to look forward to in a future episode. What else? My birthday. I had a birthday last week. I turned 42. Yes, it's hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, I look maybe not a day over 21. But no, yeah, it was a nice day. I had to work, obviously. It was in the middle of the week, but I had a splendid day. Vanessa took the morning off, and yeah, that was very nice. Nice surprise. Normally, I'm here on my lonesome during the day, so that was splendid. And so every year I do a time lapse showing the year. So I've done 3 of them now. So the one I released last, I did it on last Friday, is the latest one, set to some banging tunes. Have a look if you haven't already. It's quite interesting. I don't know how well I'm aging. Seems okay. I'm not really losing my hair too badly. I'm definitely receding a bit at the old widow's peak area, but it's quite slow. Otherwise, yeah, not too bad. Obviously, I'm going grey quite quickly, but there we are. These are the ravages of times. What else? Right, on my birthday. So I'll just talk about some new books I've got. So my brother Mitch, he got me The Day of the Jackal, Frederick Forsyth. I haven't got it with me. I'm reading it at the moment, so it's beside my bed. Really, really good book. I don't normally read that kind of thing. Bear with me. Got this one and these. Righty-ho. So just a few other books that I've got. My other brother Mark, he got me the next instalment of Clive Barker's Books of Blood. So I've got the first omnibus and this is the second one, so volumes 4 to 6. Can't wait to read that. Horror short stories. And Vanessa got me this. I asked for this. It's the Southern Reach trilogy, which is Jeff Vandermeer's trilogy, science fiction trilogy. A film was made of Annihilation of the same name. If you haven't seen that film and you're a fan of science fiction, you'll probably love it, because I absolutely loved it. I'd heard bad things about it. I don't think it did brilliantly in the box office, but whoever, they're idiots. It was a good film. It was a great film. Anyway, I doubt they'll be making the next 2 films. Hopefully they will be, but I doubt it. So I'm going to read those at some point, so there's someone else to look forward to there in an otherwise bleak existence. Not quite. Okay, right, let's get down to the meat and veg of today's video. I'm going to show you some new paintings. So, right, I'm going to start off with, it's the first ever commission I've ever done, and it was for a friend of the channel, a good friend of the channel, Chris, aka Dicksplash. and he wanted a portrait. I may be wrong here, so forgive me if I'm wrong here, Chris, but it's your daughter and granddaughter. And they're moving abroad soon, and this will be a kind of housewarming gift. So here we are. He's given me permission to show this. So there we are. It's quite a large one. Okay, there we are. Oh, okay, this was a tricky one to paint, for obvious reasons. In the background, we've got quite a lot going on there. Not the actual. The portraits themselves were challenging, obviously. I'm still relatively new to doing faces, so well, can I do it straight? There we are. No. Hell. Okay, yeah, it went relatively well. The only problem I had, and Chris picked up on this, he has a keen eye. So when I printed out, he sent me a photograph of this. It was a photograph of a photograph. Not brilliant quality, but it was enough to work with. So when I printed out the reference to work from, I had altered the printer settings so that the background was a bit more washed out. Now, I wanted slightly more of a contrast. I'll pop up the original photograph in a second. We'll probably be there already. So you can see the background's a lot darker on the photograph. But I wanted the emphasis to be on the figures, so I wanted the background to be a bit muted. But the reference photograph I was using was very washed out, because I was using it more for the actual structure rather than colour. But then when I was starting to paint, I started using that, so it meant that the background was a bit more washed out. So I had to go back over the whole thing and darken it. It's still not as dark as the original, but that's what I wanted. I thought it would look better like that, but there we are. I hope you're happy with it, Chris. This is on a nice thick canvas, a deep edge canvas, box canvas, stretch canvas. Very heavy, actually. It's going to be a bit of a swine to post. The only thing left to do with that is to varnish the swine. I've been waiting ages, as Chris knows, for my supplier to come through with the goods, and I went on the website this morning and it's going to take another 20 days, so fuck that. I'm ordering it from somewhere else, Amazon. So that will be coming soon, and I'll varnish it and it will be on its way to you, Chris. Thanks for the commission. Right, what else? This one is one I've shown you before, but I've adapted it. So here we have our witch. I've shown this before, but I've added the lantern. I thought that the original was it was nice, but it was a bit cold, and I thought it needed a bit of warmth. So like the scene from Kiki's Delivery Service, where there's a witch with a lantern hanging from the front, I thought I would do that. So it's definitely warmed the image up. So yeah, I just banged in the lantern, just drew it freehand on the top, and then I used some glazes of yellow and orange kind of mix and overlaid it over the figure. I've never done that before, but I think it worked quite well. Also applied some highlights to the broomstick, which also makes it pop a bit more. This one is available for purchase. It's on eBay at the moment. There's probably a link below. If you want to check it out, why not? If you want to buy it, please do so. And if you do want to buy it and you're one of my regular viewers, just let me know. I'll take it off eBay and I'll give you a deal. I'll take off the fees that eBay normally charge me, and I'll give you that as a saving. One more to go. Now this one, I started this about 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years? 2 years ago, maybe 3 years, I don't know. And it started as a drawing. So in my sketchbook, I'll show you there. That's what the original idea was. And I've been working on this on and off ever since. So here we are. It's quite a big one. It's a nude lady. Now, I've probably, if all's gone to plan, I've used her bottom as the thumbnail to try and attract some eager eyes. I don't know if I will. I don't know whether YouTube allows such content on their thumbnails. But anyway, there we are. So, right. The reason I've been pricking around with this so long is that I've never really known what I've been doing with this, how to go about it. So I was quite obsessed with this stone texture, which I think was quite effective. But when seen as a whole, it just looks like one big brown mass. I don't know if I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because it does contrast with the woman, with the figure in the centre and the frame around the outside, which incidentally I bought about 7 years ago, something like that, in an old antique shop in Bridgeport, another part of Devon, or is it Dorset? It might be Dorset actually. Yeah, it's a very well aged antique frame. So the other problems I had was trying to work out the geometry of this arrangement, because I wanted a wall and the wall to have a cutout of the figure, so she's just kind of fitting inside it like a key, like a fleshy key in a stone door. Once I'd done that, I wanted to give the wall depth, but it had to be done using perspective. So I just did a very basic 1-point perspective based off the figure itself. So I guess the point is it's about her back, I suppose, so the way the viewer's looking at her back. So all lines had to go to there, intersect there, for the depth of those windows. It's a kind of fake perspective, and it's not quite correct, but I think the eye allows it to work. So I decided to make this it was going to be in a daytime scene. But in the end I decided to stick the moon up there. So it's like the moon in early morning or late evening as it's becoming dusk. Hence the name of the painting, The Moon Temple. And also down here with the grass, I've got light spilling through there. So it's a weird kind of light that we're dealing with here. And so other than the figure itself, I had no reference for any of this. It's all made up. That's another reason why it took me so long, because I didn't really know what I was doing, as usual. But otherwise I was quite happy with the figure itself. The flesh tones worked okay. I thought maybe the hair isn't as realistic as I would have liked, but there we are. It's more or less in shadow, so you don't see a great deal. Otherwise, I quite like the light reflecting off her buttocks. Okay, this one's available for sale as well. And I've applied these hoops and some framing wire, some hanging wire, so it's ready to go if anyone would like to purchase it. It's on eBay, as usual. I'm trying my hand at 95 quid just because it took me fucking ages to do this one. But if you want it, let me know and I'll knock a bit off if you deal directly with me and not those other swines. So, right, okay, let's leave it there. Yes, it's about the normal time, 20 minutes or so. We haven't heard from Sir Percival today.
Those paintings are shit. Why, the other day I did a painting of my wand and it was so realistic I almost licked the tip of it.
You keep talking about this painting of your wand, Sir Percival, but I've yet to see it. Now, I'll show it one day if you ever present it, but it's no point just keep talking about it. You need to bloody show the thing.
Pull down my wooden pantaloons and I'll show you.
I don't mean your wand. I want the painting of the wand. Anyway, fuck it. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with something else. Who knows? Maybe some slugs. Maybe another painting. Who knows? Thanks for watching, and cheerio. Say goodbye, Sir Percival.
Cheerio, you wand-loving bastards.
Cheerio.